Hello, Matt Noltemeyer with the Sosland Publishing Company Markets team. I'm talking with David Portalatin, the Senior VP and Industry Advisor with Circana, who's just completed his presentation in the general session on the concluding day here at the 49th Annual Sosland Purchasing Seminar. David spoke about underlying trends in consumer behavior, and just wanted to ask you a couple of quick questions. You spoke about some of the 5 forces that are shaping food and beverage preferences right now, and what really caught my ear was when you talked about consumers optimizing value across multiple venues. Give us a little idea of what that means.
Yeah, there's no doubt that consumers are under pressure from a lot of areas right now. The retail price of gasoline, outstanding credit card debt, all of these things have the consumer sort of hyper-focused on value and the best ways to save. And so price, of course, is the key component of that. And that's the biggest lever that we can pull to move consumer behavior. But what we've seen actually driving the biggest change is not necessarily always opening price point. Whether it's items we buy on the shelf at retail or even when we go out to a restaurant, it's the consumer looking for what we're calling optimized value. Help me feel like I got a good value for my overall price paid. And we've seen that even in this environment, consumers are willing to elevate for a better experience. They're willing to invest in the attributes that they feel like are maybe better for you, healthier, and if we can get a discount on those things at the same time, that's even better. But it's not necessarily the cheapest thing on the shelf, but that optimized sense of value. And so we've even seen in a simple price segmentation, items that are in a premium or super premium price tiers have actually performed well in an environment where overall the consumer is looking to save a little money.
Another thing that I noted from your presentation and hit home for me, since so many of us work from home in these modern times, and you mentioned we're at about 50% office occupancy versus pre-pandemic levels. And what you told us is that's increased the mobility and given us some different rhythms. What do those rhythms look like across the day parts that have shifted?
Yeah, we have seen an increase in office mobility. It's up to about 53% now. So 53% is still, let's recognize the obviously, highly disrupted workforce. We're all still working from home more than we used to. But as we start to gradually transition back, when you make that change to go outside of the home, it has a tremendous effect on where you're going to source foods and beverages, where you're going to consume those foods and beverages, and many times it has an effect on what is the actual meal composition of those foods and beverages. So I'm kind of loosely referring to this as day part disruption, and I describe it this way. Many of us, we go back to the office on those days when everybody's in, and man, you stick your nose in the computer screen for Teams meetings and you don't come up for air until maybe 2:30 in the afternoon, and you go, wow, what happened? I didn't have lunch. Everybody's going to happy hour at 5. What am I going to do? I need something. What is that something? It may look like a lunch. It may look like a snack. It may be a collection of items that you threw in your backpack for the day. It might mean a quick trip out to a drive-through window. In either case, we're seeing portion sizes, portability, flexible price points be the things that would enable a consumer to craft an eating occasion that suits their needs in the moment. It might not look like a traditional breakfast or a traditional lunch. And so I think there's opportunity to think about the flexibility that we give consumers that empowers them to meet their needs in new and creative ways.
David, thanks for speaking at the purchasing seminar and giving us a little bit of time here at the end.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you all very much.